I was on live on Instagram earlier and somebody asked me, what do you do about negative family members and or people in your life who don't want to listen to the advice that you give them and keep on with their bad habits or their limiting mindset or anything along those lines? And what that made me think of was a little while ago, I was listening to this gentleman speak. It was on a podcast, I believe, and he was in a branch of the military. I'm not 100% certain which one. I believe it was the Army. Anyway, what he would do is jump down from helicopters into the water in order to rescue stranded and or I guess potentially drowning soldiers. And he said that what they were taught in the school, the learning of how to do this process, was to swim up to said soldier and tell them that you were there to rescue them. And then if they calm down, then you could proceed with the rescue, proceed to helping them back to the little helicopter ladder thingamajigger. But if they were resistant or they were refusing to calm down after a while of you trying to reason with them, then what you were supposed to do was punch them in the face and swim off. The reason for this is, in this military gentleman's words, was, we don't need to lose two soldiers. The point being that if they are unwilling to cooperate with you, then they are going to drown you right along with them far before you are able to get them to cooperate and do what it takes to allow you to help them to save them. Because the nature of water is, it's not solid ground, and they need to be on the same page and same team with you because you're already trying to navigate the perilous waters. You don't need to be trying to calm down and overpower a hysterical person just to get them to better themselves. And that is a perfect metaphor for life, because you cannot save everybody, no matter how much it is that you may want to, no matter how much you might see your brother or your sister, your cousin, your best friend, that person that you've known since you were 5 years old struggling, and want to encourage them to become the best version of themselves like you have decided that you would like to do. You can't convince everybody to do what it takes. You can't elevate everybody's mindset. You can't get everyone to leave their limiting beliefs behind. You can't get everyone to snap out of the negativity that's been holding them where it is that they are. You can't get everybody to unsubscribe from the narratives that have caused them to stagnate in life. And trying to do so will much more likely lead to you being stuck where it is that they are than you pulling them up to where it is that you are. It is much easier to drag someone down than it is to pull someone up. Think about if you're climbing up a hill. You know, you got the people that are like tethered together whenever they do their little climbing thing. I don't know if this is real. I feel like I saw this in a movie. I feel like this is a thing. Doesn't matter. You understand the fucking example. If the person on the bottom falls, then they will take the person up top right along with them. But if the person on the bottom stops climbing and the person up top continues trying to climb, they are going to wind up stuck and they are going to run out of energy. And again, they will most likely both fall because, unfortunately, the negative forces pull harder, especially with the people who are refusing to cooperate and go along with your assistance or what it is that you are trying to show them. So try as you may, and as much as you may want to bring other people along your journey of elevation, you are not going to be able to do so. Some people are too caught up in their ways, in their negativity, in their limiting beliefs, in their bad habits, in that negative mindset and their negative self-talk to be willing to let it go, to be able to even see the light, even if you shine it directly on their face. If they're not willing to go along with you, then there's nowhere that you can possibly lead them. It's the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. All you can do is show people the way. All you can do is tell them how to better themselves. All you can do is point out the way to optimize their mindset, maybe point out the flaws in their beliefs. But at the end of the day, it is entirely upon them whether or not they are going to accept these things. But the difficult truth is that some people are actually, despite what it is that they say, happy to wallow in their negativity. They are happy with their depression and they don't actually want to change it. So maybe you have come to the point where you've realized that your mood is a reflection of your actions and your mindset. You might want to pass that off to your sister who's been struggling with these things. But if she's not willing to accept it, there is absolutely nothing that you can do for her. And you will drive yourself crazy trying to get her to adopt your beliefs long before she ever does. You need a degree of participation from these people, but the vast majority of people are comfortable being exactly who it is that they are. They're comfortable in their failure. They're comfortable in their fatness and their brokenness and their depression and their anxiety and their woe is me worldview. They're comfortable thinking that the system is holding them down due to the color of their skin or the fact that their parents weren't proper to them when they were younger has fucked them for the remainder of their life. They're perfectly happy and complacent in all of these beliefs, and there's not a single thing that you could do to change their mind. There are some people who will be in a dark room and be absolutely convinced that there is not a single thing in that other room with them. And you could go in there and shine a flashlight around and show them the other objects, and they will tell themselves that those objects were hallucinations. They're not really there. They're a figment of their imagination. They will convince themselves of whatever they need to in order to continue to stay comfortable in their belief, because, again, that's where it is that they are comfortable, and most people aren't willing to leave their comfort zone. So while you might have elevated yourself to a point where you understand that everybody can be better, they are unwilling to step outside of their comfort zone and accept certain things about themselves because the harsh truth will make them feel bad, and they will do whatever it takes to avoid that. They will do whatever it takes to avoid accountability, even if it means that that avoidance of accountability will prevent them from feeling better. Will prevent them from being better, because what they care about is feeling better in the moment, and their excuses and their habits and all of the shit that they have been doing for all of this life is perfectly designed to make them feel best moment to moment. They don't care that it's fucking up their life as a whole. They don't care that it's preventing them from ever doing anything great. They don't care that down the road they're going to wind up with an untold number of regrets, because right now they are comfortable believing that they don't need to work harder because their hard work won't pay off. They're happy with their complaining. Have you ever heard people say all of the time, sometimes I just want to vent and get what I'm feeling off of my chest, and that helps me feel better? But what they don't realize is that in and of itself is a problem. When you have an issue and you just sit there whining and bitching about the shit, sure, it might make you feel good to rant and rave and call your boss a dick and he'll never hear it, or to complain about how terrible the economy is, or fuck the president, they're the cause of all of this shit, or whatever it is that makes you feel better to go on your little tangent about. And then you get all of that off of your chest and you get your little dopamine hit from saying something, and it feels cathartic. And then on top of that, you spoke to somebody and that person told you that, oh, it's okay, or oh, I understand, or oh, I get why it is that you feel this way, or everything will be all right, or that's not your fault, whatever the fucking case may be. Then you get your extra little dopamine hit of the sympathy and the compassion that you get from these other people. But that is what it is that is keeping them stuck, because they normalize the idea, they normalize the action, the habit of whining about something without feeling the need to fix it. They just seek to feel better. They seek to feel better about problems rather than solve problems. And those people, the ones who are intent on complaining, the ones who are intent on having their negative worldview and seeing everything as so dark and dreary and gloomy and depressing, those people who are intent on blaming everything else for their problems. Oh, the patriarchy won't let me get a job and advance in the world because I'm a woman, so why try? Oh, I'm fucking black and the system is rigged against me, so there's nothing that I could do to better myself. I wasn't born with rich parents and everyone with money was given to them because of some handout and luck and all of this other dumb shit. They are perfectly comfortable doing all of that shit. They have absolutely no need to change. They're comfortable with their addictions. They're comfortable drinking every night. They're comfortable smoking. They're comfortable being lazy. They're comfortable being fat. They're comfortable playing video games. They're comfortable never accomplishing shit. And those are the absolute most dangerous people to be around. Because once you start getting better, once you start improving yourself, once you start elevating your mindset and realizing that there is much more to life and that anyone can better themselves, anyone can change their situation, anyone can get in shape, anyone can get money, anyone can get sober, anyone can do what the fuck ever, you are naturally going to want to share that with other people. You are naturally going to want to help the people in your life that you see struggling do better. And no matter what it is that you do, there is not a single fucking thing that you could do to help them because they are not willing to help themselves. And as cold as it sounds, the absolute best thing that you can do is leave them there. It is to leave them behind, and it is to get away from them as much as is physically possible and practically possible, depending on your degree of relationship with this person. But quite honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if that's your fucking brother. If they are negative, if they are an addict, if they have terrible fucking life choices and make terrible decisions and have a terrible mindset and are always complaining and bringing you down, and they're a naysayer and they try and talk you out of every single thing that you try and do, the best thing that you could do is remove them from your life. I don't give a fuck if your wife doesn't believe in you because she's intent on seeing things a certain way. You should divorce that bitch. I don't give a fuck if it is your parents who are sitting here speaking all of this negativity into your life and constantly bringing you a bunch of negative shit and all of their bad habits and making you deal with their problems that they refuse to deal with on their own. You should cut them the fuck off too, because regardless of how it is that sounds, your unwillingness to sacrifice those people is you sacrificing you. It is you sacrificing your potentials. It is your potential. It is you sacrificing your goals. It is you sacrificing who it is that you want to be. That is the trade-off that you are making, because you are intent on helping someone who is unwilling to help themselves, because you feel like you owe some certain shit to some people who don't feel like they owe shit to you, because clearly they don't give a fuck about you. If they did, they would be trying to better themselves. They would be trying to elevate themselves. They would be trying to help you along your journey by helping themselves. They would be trying to gain knowledge and wisdom and insight so that they could share it with you like you're sharing it with them. They would see that you're trying to get in shape and be inspired to go get in shape themselves so that you can motivate and lift each other up on the days that you don't fucking feel like it. So you sit there and say, damn, I don't feel like it today. My brother John is killing it and I don't want to let him the fuck down. And your brother John will say, damn, I don't feel like it today, but my fucking brother Robert is killing it and I owe it to him to continue being the best version of me. So anyone who is not interested in being the best version of themselves does not give a fuck about you. And you continuing to give a fuck about them because you feel like you owe them something will only hurt you in the long run. Just like the Army Ranger, helicopter diver motherfucker, in the beginning, you are both going to drown because you are intent on helping someone who is refusing your help. I saw a video one time. This was a long time ago, but it was on some sort of clip. I don't know what the fuck it was on, quite honestly. I don't remember why it is that I saw it, but it was this dude. I assume it was a woman. Some woman had a camera and she was recording a baby. And in front of this baby was a king cobra. And this king cobra was up with the little hood up and shit staring at the baby. And it didn't look like there was anybody else around. It looked like it was just them. And a bunch of people were very, very upset, saying, why is she recording instead of helping this baby? And while I do agree that you should probably go and try and save your own child, sticking with this from the example, if she would have went over there to try and fight this cobra, that cobra would have killed her. And then her and that baby would have fucking died together. Sometimes that is exactly the choice it is that you are making when you are trying to help certain people. You are ensuring your own doom by trying to prevent theirs, but all that means is that you will fail right along with them. There is no point in both of you failing. There is no point in neither of you hitting your goals. There is no point in neither of you reaching your potential. If they don't want to, fine, so be it. Fuck them. Leave them there to get bitten by the cobra by themselves. You don't need to be poisoned because they refuse to move out of the way. You don't need to sacrifice your future because they don't give a fuck about theirs. I understand that to some people that sounds cold, but that's fucking life. It is about what is the most useful thing to do. And if you have anything in life that you want to accomplish, the fact of the matter is you are going to have to leave some people behind, and you are going to have to cut some people out of your life. You are going to have to remove some of the dead weight around you. You might not want to, but that's fine. But just know that the cost of you hanging on to them is the things that you want to accomplish. So you have to ask yourself, is your relationship with your cousin Todd worth you never making the amount of money that you make? Is your relationship with your uncle, April's not a girl's name, I mean not a boy's name, I was going to say April, your uncle, this dude's name, I can't think of another right now, your Uncle David, is your relationship with your Uncle David worth you not accomplishing the things that you would like to accomplish? If the answer is yes, amazing. Then you could continue to be mediocre with all of the mediocre people in your life. But if the answer is no, you have to get them the fuck from around you.